Welcome to Focus Media Talk Show. I am your host, Sarah. Just 2 years removed from the last federal election, Canadians are being called back to the polls on September 20th this year. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has called the snap election in hopes of securing a majority Liberal government. So today, we are glad to have the Liberal candidate for Vancouver Kingsway, Virginia-Bremner, with us to talk about her story and why she is running in Vancouver Kingsway for the Liberal Party of Canada.
Hello, Sarah, and hello, everyone.
Thank you for coming to this interview. Tell us about coming to Canada. I understand you came as a child.
Yes, as the youngest child in the family, I came to Canada with my mom and brothers 38 years ago.
As the youngest child of such a large family, it must have been challenging. What have you taken from this experience?
I learned that despite your situation, you can always dream and hope for better. I also learned hard work and determination will make those hopes and dreams come true. Our family, like a lot of people that make the big move to another country, had to start from scratch. But today, they are thriving, their kids are thriving, and it's because Canada is an amazing country, and we want to keep it that way.
The video you created, which tells your story, says violence touched your family. Can you share with us what this means?
I'm the youngest of 10 children, and just weeks before we left our home in the Philippines, my father, who was the breadwinner of our large family, was tragically murdered. It's still difficult to accept even today that this has happened, but as a survivor, I've sought to honor him by making him proud in living my life with purpose. And I learned this from my mother, my nanay, as we say in our culture, who was an amazing role model, who showed me that you are what you give to others, that when you put others first, you lift yourself up too.
Prior to entering politics, you worked in a few important fields, including government, while working for the Premier of British Columbia. What skills do you think translate in political work?
Working on the front lines of our mental health crisis taught me that what we often assume are the reasons someone is on the streets or uses drugs are often not the case. It taught me that you must lean in with compassion and understanding first to any situation. Otherwise, you end up in unnecessary conflict and you don't accomplish anything at all. When I was the executive director of a business improvement association, I learned that you cannot accomplish anything without collaboration, that you can do so much more and faster when you seek out and accept others' participation. And when I worked for the Premier, I learned how government really works, how conversations turn into policy, and what it takes to be effective. So overall, I think my life and my career has given me great skill sets and relationships to go to Ottawa and be effective on day one.
Speaking of running, it's a big effort to run and become a member of parliament. What has inspired you to take this on, and has a Filipino Canadian served in Ottawa before?
There was a great deal of debate with myself and my family taking this on. My husband had been in politics before, and I know how tough it can be and how much hard work it is. I'm not new to politics or campaigning, and I understood what was ahead of me. But during the pandemic, we all had a chance to personally reflect on how our society is made and what we would like it to be. We also saw both the best and some of the worst in people come out, particularly anti-Asian hate, and the realization that we all have a responsibility to fight back. So given there has only ever been one Filipino Canadian elected, and that it's been 17 years since he left office, and that we're 1 million strong across the country, we need someone to stand up and take the chance to represent the values of our community. And I'm proud that I've done that with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and the Liberal team. Because my opponent, Don Davies, last week gave an interview where he made a series of racist and sexist comments, not only my candidacy, but all immigrants in our community. His casual racism came from a sense of privilege that shocked me and everyone who read his words in the Georgia Straight newspaper. He has for 14 years been coming to our community events, taking pictures with us and using us to keep him elected. We have all been disrespected, and we deserve a voice in Ottawa that has the same lived experience as we have, knows our struggles, and shares our dreams.
The pandemic is still impacting the globe, and we have not yet resumed life as we knew it. What concern and expectation for the future development of Canada in the post-epidemic era do you have?
As a mother of 2 boys, I've been deeply concerned for the safety of my family throughout the pandemic. I'm sure everyone is feeling nervous about rising cases and are exhausted from all the sacrifices. I know that Canada will continue to be prosperous and safe, and I'll be more confident with a strong Liberal majority for the next 4 years, so we can stay on track. We will continue to make investments in getting the vaccines and medical services to everyone. And we will continue to invest in people to make sure they have as much financial stability as possible at this time. My biggest concern is that the Conservatives throughout the COVID-19 pandemic have been more concerned about the politics around the virus instead of dealing with the virus itself. Today, unvaccinated people who have chosen not to get the vaccine because of false information they are getting on social media are the ones getting sick. So please get vaccinated if you are eligible as fast as you can. It could save your life or someone you know.
This is from our audience. In response to the Canadian government's subsidy program CERB, after the epidemic, some elderly people complained that after the subsidy was issued, their pensions were less paid. At present, they are only a few $100 per month, which makes it almost impossible to live. What is your opinion, and what will you do?
We are committing the resources already, and just yesterday, we made another key announcement to enhance supplementary pensions for low-income seniors. I encourage everyone to visit liberal.ca to see our plans for Canada's recovery.
This is from another audience. There is also the issue of Afghan refugees. Many viewers also have questions. They think Canada helps and settles refugees, but not care about the elderly in their own country. They hope the government can pay more attention to the Canadian elderly group. What is your opinion? What will you do?
We can do both, and I think we should do both. Seniors in Canada under a Liberal government will see their pensions rise, better access to medicine and housing. I strongly believe we need to make our cities more family-friendly, keeping seniors and their children and grandchildren closer to them. My own mother lived a long and happy life because she was surrounded by love. However, because of people like my opponent Don Davies, who has used his role as a member of parliament to fight middle-class and affordable housing in our community, families are spread out, and that is not good for anyone.
Thank you for sharing your message with us. If elected, you will be Canada's first woman Filipino member of parliament. We wish you good luck.
Thank you, Sarah, and thank you, everyone.